Okay, so this is just gonna be a video about, how I found out that I was pregnant and then how I told my parents. So basically, sorry, I'm just getting over a cold. I found out when I was 6 weeks pregnant, and I've missed my period before, so I didn't really automatically suspect anything because I'm a vegetarian and I don't really always have one. So, but I told my friend Irving that I hadn't had my period and stuff like that. So he came over and he was like, well, we have to take pregnancy tests. Like, you have no option. And I was like, oh, okay. So we went to King Soopers and I went in and bought a pregnancy test. And it was the ones that had like 2 in the package. So we went back to his apartment and he made me drink a crap ton of water. And I went to the bathroom, and waiting for the results was just the most nerve-wracking thing, even though I didn't think I was pregnant. But and then the 2 pink lines showed up, and I did not believe it. I was like, no, it's not. Like, it's a false positive or something like that. So then I drank more water actually, and he made me just keep drinking more and more water until I literally felt nauseous. I was just like, it's not that important, like, I'll do it later. And he made me drink it anyway. So then I went and I took the second test, and I got another positive. So then I was like, oh, well, I guess it's real. So I texted Max, and he called me right away, and he asked where I was and stuff. And I told him I was at Irving's, and he told me he'd be there in 5 minutes. So he drove to Irving's house, or he had Chris drive him, and they dropped him off. And Irving didn't really like Max before all this happened, so Irving was like, I don't even know if I want him in the apartment. But he let him in, and we started talking or whatever, and it was just uncomfortable to be talking in front of Irving, so we went and we started walking towards this park that was nearby the apartment, and I was freaking out, absolutely freaking out, because I was scheduled to go back to Africa and volunteer when I graduated in December, and I don't know, I just didn't expect it, I guess. So I was freaking out, and Max is sitting there, he's like, everything's gonna be okay, and he was just so calm, and he told me that we were gonna work together, and we were gonna figure out what we wanted to do, and he told me that he wanted to be a family, and we were sitting on these park benches talking about this, and I don't know, I'm just so blessed to have him. He made it. I don't even know what I would have done without him. But, so we did that, and then we decided that we weren't going to, tell my parents right away or anything like that. Because I was worried that I would get kicked out, because I've had a lot of, family problems before this happened. So, we, had decided that I wasn't going to tell my parents quite yet. But then I got home, and I don't know. I just went to school for a couple of days, and I just couldn't, not think about it, so I told my mom, and it was, the scariest thing I've ever done. I went upstairs, and I was like, Mom, I have to talk to you. And she was like, okay, about what? So I, sat down on our fireplace or whatever. Sorry. And I was like, I'm pregnant. And I, just outright said it. I didn't know any other way to go about it. And she just looks at me, and all she says is, wow. That's it. That's all she said. She sat there for 30 minutes after that and said absolutely nothing. I don't know. I expected her to, yell or do something, but just wow. And So I sat there, and after 30 minutes, I was like, so what? Like, what are you thinking? I don't know. And she just asked me what we were thinking about doing. And I told her that abortion wasn't really an option for me. I'm pro-choice, like 100%. I think that everybody has the right to make their own decisions. And, like, I don't have a problem with it if somebody else chooses that. But it's just not something I could do. And then I told her that we were talking about adoption, but Max would have wanted an open adoption, and if I was going to do adoption, I never could do an open adoption, because they're not, like, if you give up your kid, they're not your kid anymore. They're someone else's. Like, that's their baby after you give, like, your kid away. And he could not live with a closed adoption, so that kind of knocked that off the table. So I basically told her that I wanted to keep Lily, but so after that, she was like, well, we're going to go to Planned Parenthood, and you're going to take a test, and we're going to see how far along you are, and see if you're even really pregnant. So the next day, we went in, and after school, and Max came over, and we went to Planned Parenthood, and I took a pregnancy test there, and obviously it was positive, and they did an ultrasound, and I got the picture from that, and I don't know, it was really emotional, and like Max, I don't know, he actually seemed really happy. He took a picture of the ultrasound picture, and he's like, this is gonna be my baby, like, we're gonna be a family, and I don't know, he was all gung-ho from like the minute we found out. And then I decided to have him go home because me and my mom were going to tell my dad, and he did not need to be there for that, because my dad, sometimes he gets angry, and we just did not know how he was going to react. So we drove home, and my dad was already there, and we have like an island in the middle of our kitchen. So we all sat down, and I was like, Dad, I have to tell you something. And he's like, what? Like, okay. And I just like put the ultrasound picture on the table, and I was like, I'm pregnant. And he freaked out. Like, he like stood up, and I like went around to the other side of the corner of the counter, because I just didn't know. I don't know. And he just was so shocked, and I don't really know. But I was really lucky. They were really supportive from the beginning, and I don't know, like, they were disappointed, but I understand that. Like, I don't have a problem. Like, I don't understand why you would expect anything different. But they called Max's family, who his dad lives in a different state, and his mom lives here. And they were like, I think that we should all meet and talk about it. And it was just, I don't know, that was they came over for dinner. Like, Max's dad flew out like a day later, and he came out, and we had dinner, and it was the most awkward thing in the entire world. And like, Max's parents, particularly his dad, was like pushing for abortion or something like that, and I don't know, it was just not an option for me, and we really like butted heads. But I don't know. Like, my parents, obviously, like, Max lives with us, so they've been really supportive, and Max's parents they're trying. I think it's just that his dad lives far away, and his mom is going through a lot, so I don't know. I think that we actually lucked out with our situation, and I'm so happy that I have Max. But for all, like, I don't know. If you have any questions, just let me know in the Dropbox or whatever. I don't know. But that's about it.